2020 will always be remembered as the year sanitizer sales skyrocketed, we hoarded toilet paper like crazy, and most importantly, the year we went into lockdown due to the COVID-19 virus. Although 2020 for me will always be remembered as the year of cancer. In July of 2020, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 Burkitt's lymphoma, a rare form of blood cancer usually found in kids. While she was forced to be isolated for 3 weeks at the hospital, undergoing her first round of treatment, my dad and I began to think about ways to become more COVID safe, to not only protect ourselves, to protect others in our community who are immunocompromised like my mom. Hello, judges. My name is Chloe Stitch, and these are my teammates.
Hi, my name is Irene.
Hi, my name is Lauren. 95 million cases worldwide, 2 million deaths worldwide. Within the United States, 24 million cases and 398,000 deaths. Every day, these numbers continue to grow. So what is the coronavirus? Most people infected with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment. Older people and those with underlying medical conditions are more likely to develop serious illness. The best way to prevent and slow down transmission is to be well informed about the coronavirus, the disease it causes, and how it spreads. According to the World Health Organization, there are some simple precautions we can take to slow down the spread of COVID-19. The first being to wash our hands with water and soap to kill viruses that may be on our hands. Another precaution we can take is to avoid going to crowded places, because when people come together in crowds, we are more likely to come into close contact with someone with COVID-19. It is difficult to maintain a physical distance of 6 feet. The last precaution has especially hit students hard, with hard transitions to virtual school and not being able to hang out with friends, making it hard for students to even want to follow these guidelines, especially for young kids who don't fully understand what COVID is. This is why we are presented with today's important task, motivating students to protect themselves and others from acquiring COVID-19. Using our creative problem-solving skills, we've come up with 3 key solutions to encourage students of all ages to follow COVID guidelines, but I will let Irene tell you more about how we plan to motivate these students to stay safe.
We used a variety of problem-solving techniques in order to come up with a plausible solution that has the greatest chance of being effective. Here are the 2 main models that we used. First, we used the Camelot model in order to familiarize ourselves with our task and identify the differences between an ideal situation in which our problem is solved and our real situation in which we have a problem to solve. We listed out the main differences in these 2 scenarios, and in doing so, began to think of ways to somehow bridge the gap between these 2 extremes. What steps could we take to go from the real situation to an ideal one? Next, we use the lobster pot model in order to transform our brainstormed ideas into a plausible solution that is easy to enact, appealing, and financially sound. We started off with many broad topics that we could hone into solutions, such as the general topic of masks, contests, social media, and slogans, to name a few. Then we took apart those general ideas and began to combine them with each other to create more specific solutions. We repeated this process a few times until we arrived at our main solution. A 3-step approach that fully addressed each part of the problem and was easily achievable, financially plausible, and would appeal to students of all ages. Now I will tell you more about our 3 solutions. Here's Chloe with our first one.
We wanted to create a simple and easy way to target the older student population. We did this through the use of social media. We would create a series of posts defining COVID, explaining symptoms, describing safe practices, and emphasizing the need to stay safe. We want these posts to really key in on the fact that they possess the ability to prevent the spread of the virus to others who are above the age of 65 and or immunocompromised by appealing to their emotional side, making very clear that those of high risk could possibly die if infected by the virus, and that they need to do anything that they can to prevent those people from catching it. For our financial aspect, we made the solution very cost efficient, since it basically relies on word of mouth rather than money. We could ask prominent accounts, such as city accounts and schools, to post this out in order to reach a wider audience. We also wanted to target younger students, and we did this through the use of posters. On these posters, we could put different ways for the kids to remain safe, such as hand washing and wearing masks. We could put these in schools, stores, parks, doctors' offices, and anywhere with a higher population of children. We decided to use a superhero, aka Mask Man, as our mascot, since it appeals more towards little kids. A teacher and a nurse are also on the poster to show just some of the many heroes during this pandemic. Our superhero's motto is Mask Up. Not all heroes wear capes, but they do wear masks. This makes the child feel like they are doing their part to save the world by wearing a mask. We estimate it would cost around $500 to place these posters throughout our community, which could be paid for by fundraisers. Now here's Lauren with our next solution.
So how else can we spread the awareness of COVID-19 and promote CDC guidelines. Well, after brainstorming, we realized that this problem is one that we cannot solve on our own. If there's one thing we learned from all the studying for creative problem solving, it was the importance of brainstorming and synthesizing different ideas to come up with the ideal solution. So with that mindset, we move on to our second solution, the social project competition. Essentially, this is an opportunity to involve older kids to actively participate to spread awareness of COVID-19. We would give out a mission to find ways to motivate others to protect themselves from COVID-19. From here, groups of older students will work on creating a social project, whether that be a mask making campaign or developing a system to assist the high risk. And they will be judged by a panel of judges. We will then make a portfolio of resources that can be used, including Mask Man, our mission statement, our motto, etc. But give these groups full control of what they want to do and let their creativity guide them. The winner of the social project competition will be awarded scholarship money. On our part, we would promote the competition on social media and apply for grants to make up the prize scholarship money. Through the social competition, older students can work together to create innovative solutions and execute a community spread project that will make a necessary change to benefit not only their communities, but the world. I'll let Irene tell you about our last solution.
So the last part of our solution is to create 2 PSAs aimed at separate age groups. Our first PSA will target teenagers and focus on the negative consequences of COVID-19. It will be a warning of sorts, using testimonies from teenagers who have spread COVID-19 and showcase the struggles experienced by those at high risk. We'll design the PSA as a wake-up call to youth, encouraging them to follow safety precautions. Our second PSA will target the younger elementary students, and it will feature the face of our social media campaign, Mask Man, and his team of essential and healthcare workers that join together to fight COVID. The PSA will be designed in the form of a comic book telling the story of Mask Man adventures. There will also be a segment in the PSA where Mask Man explains in a kid-friendly way what COVID is and lists the precautions that young children can take to help protect themselves and others from COVID. Both the PSAs will be created by high school students in the local community who will receive volunteer hours for editing or designing parts of the video. The videos will then be circulated through social media, played at local high schools, and be posted on a learning platform that students can access easily, such as Canvas. Our PSA solution is cost-effective, seeing as the only potential expense may be filming or editing equipment for the PSAs, which would cost a few $100s.
At the end of the day, we could save 130,000 lives if everyone wore a mask. And we can save so much more if we would all work together to follow COVID guidelines. Judges, we thank you today for giving us the opportunity to present our solutions to you. We only hope that through these innovative solutions, we can effectively motivate other students to be more cautious during the rest of the pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you.